Just over 50 companies were placed on suspension last week for non-compliance with listing rules. What's your view on that coming to the fore and the company's abilities to now meet that October the 4th deadline set out by the NSE?
Yeah, Alishia, good morning. It's a great thing that is happening in the Nigerian market. We've cried for this, we've cried for integrity. We've cried that the market should be based on fundamentals. A situation whereby for 2-3 years a company is not releasing results and the share price keep going up, I think it's not good for the market. What we have now is the Securities and Exchange Commission stepping the authority in the market, trying to do the right thing, trying to make sure that investors are aware of what they're investing in. They are aware of investment, corporate governance should be produced. I think it's a good thing for the market now. You know, we in this market have cried for we've cried for integrity, we've cried for stability, we've cried for corporate governance, and now we're beginning to see all those things comes to play, and that is a very, very good thing. That means the fundamentals of any company will be determined easily now by investors.
Well, while that confidence takes a while to filter through to the markets and the kind of activity we've seen, mass sell-offs are being witnessed on the bank stocks in line with the CBN's directive, in particular that banks must reduce their capital markets exposure to 10%. With that having come and gone, September the 1st being the deadline, or do you think the markets have now suffered the brunt of the sell-off action?
No, Alishia, you see, when the market is in crisis, there are going to be various interventions by the government. You can see the Nigerian market is a market in crisis transition. We've seen government intervene, but how did they intervene? They intervened through the Securities and Exchange Commission, stamping the authority. We see CBN beginning to handle the coming in during the time that they had to sack the bank CEO, brought up a new bank. We see CBN come, but the problem with the market at the moment is that the fundamentals are there now. But what we have now is the liquidity problem, and the liquidity problem can generally be addressed by the government. At the moment, the only vehicle that the government wants to use to address this liquidity problem is still not yet functioning. It's still not yet in operation. That is the asset management company. As long as we have this thing in place, what we have now are just little investors, small-time investors, really coming into the market. But very soon we'll begin to have the big investors when the liquidity will have been introduced into the system, when the asset management company would have taken off, and when they will begin to see good, robust balance sheet. Alishia, don't forget that just last week, the CBN, before the close of during the public holiday, came out with a circular again saying that they are now going to phase out universal banking. That means most of all these banks, they have stockbroking firms, they have insurance. They will have to start thinking of what to do with them. So all this is going to affect the market somewhere, somehow. But we expect stability to come towards the last quarter of the year.
With that having been said, then, where volumes have been pretty low, of course, bearing in mind that last week was a 3-day week for the Nigerian equity scene. Run us through some of your expectations for the trading week ahead, Muktar.
My expectation is still high. I see the market making very slight recovery, but like I said, we still have the problem, we still have the challenge. Market must be driven by my result sheets. Market must be driven by corporate governance. Market must be driven by dividend payout or bonus payout. At the moment, we are still expecting some of these companies to come out with their results. As long as there's no any result to come out that will boost investors' confidence, we might continue to go up and down, volume going up, volume going down. Little investors are actually seeing happen of opportunity in some of these blue chip companies. They are selling at a very low rate. Their PA ratio is very low too. So people are just taking opportunity. And again, we have those people that are buying in volume. Those large-scale investors are actually speculative buyers, actually short-term buyers. They just try to hold it for a month or two, and they try to sell off. Sometimes even hold it as little as a month. Once they make 1 to 3% profit, they try to sell off.
Well, on the results front, Guinness Nigeria declared a cash dividend of 8.25 naira for the financial year ended June 2010, and that representing a growth of 10% over the 2000 level of 7.50 naira. What's your overall impression of the company? Because a divvy payout like this must offer some really nice incentive for investors right now.
Yes, Alicia, and I think it has started. The result came in a little bit. Investors were not able to respond to the result when the result came in last week because of the preparation for the Salah Festival. But I expect the stock to gain up a little this week. I expect it to be one of the stocks that investors will actually be queuing for. But the problem with Guinness Nigeria is that the share standing is not too very large. So, and most of the investors that are holding these shares are not ready to sell it off. And some of them have been maybe all these retirees, they're just holding these stocks, just keep collecting the dividend. And so I see the company going on bid this week. I see them, we may have the price appreciation for now. But I think it's a good thing, and that's why we keep saying in the Nigerian market we have very good companies coming out with good results. For now, we just need to build on that, and I think the market will take off from there.
Well, very quickly, let's touch in on African Petroleum. There's a question on everyone's lips right now. I mean, why is this African Petroleum stock the only one within the sector experiencing such an uptrend when, a cursory look at Oando during the same period, and by the same way, many saying a better run company has seen its share prices declining. Is there any big news or event on the horizon expected out of African Petroleum?
Alicia, unfortunately, nothing actually. You see, that's what we talk about. That's what we say about corporate governance. That's what we say that SEC is really doing a good job. You look for a stock that was selling about 40-something naira. All of a sudden, it started sliding down. Then it slid down to about 22, 23 naira. Then it started a so rapid response. There was no corporate action. There was no result anywhere. There was no rumors anywhere. And it just started going up. And people keep wondering what. When stocks like Oando, which have declared their first and second quarter result with very good dividend payback, were going down. So I think we have a fundamental problem here. AP is a company that has been down, that has management crisis, that has shareholders crisis. Since some of these crises are still in court, this version have not been addressed. So I don't think there's anything at all moving the share price of AP. This is an issue that Security and Exchange Commission should look into. Maybe there is something that is going on in AP that we don't know. Yeah. I think the exchange should look into that.